What's up, hockey fans and fellow dumpers? Welcome to another Dump and Skate podcast. I'm the co-host Bender, podcast interview scheduler, on and off the ice ball buster. Jeremy, the funny and immature. I just learned how to backhand toe drag, so I do it at the stupidest times possible. Abdoo, hear me out, guys. With me is the man that makes this podcast happen, the lead producer, the guy with the voice and face for podcasting, A, B, C, and 40 plus league childminder, the one that keeps me somewhat out of trouble. Jeremy, my dogs are the reason why I can't have nice things, Holland.
Holy smokes. What is a childminder?
So that is considered a person that watches kids when the parents are away.
Oh my gosh. So all the leagues are children. I love it. Oh my gosh. What is up? Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen of all shapes, sizes, and flavors. Welcome in again to another Dump and Skate podcast.
We're struggling with that, aren't we?
Oh, words are hard today. We are super excited. You guys are listening again. So, how's the week been?
Week's been going good. I'm feeling better. I love your Pringles can that you're drinking out of. So if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, look at our post.
I hate
It
you
looks like
using
Pringles
social
can.
media. I hate you using social media to take out your personal angst against me.
Time out.
You didn't just no timeouts. You didn't just do one. You did two posts today with about 15 minutes of each other, and I hadn't even talked to you in like 3 hours, and you came after me about Pringles cans, and I don't even remember what all the things. But then you posted another one that was like, "What's your favorite podcast?" Like, it's just, we're gonna have to take away the social media password from you, and like put it under lock and key and give it to the interns. So only they're allowed to give it to you like at certain times of the day.
May I speak? May I speak? In that post, I did throw a dig at me because your once again uncanny impression of me was pretty piss poor. So no.
Oh
Let's
man.
let the people speak. Let's let the people speak and see.
Oh man, your nephew was quick to jump on the tape jobs. That was funny. He's like, "Oh no, I tape it. I tape constantly." I'm like, "Well, apparently you're made of tape because I am not.
Right.
I do not have that kind of
D1
tape.
athlete kid getting free tape. And here
Your
I am.
unlimited
I
budget.
just said the other day. Yeah, I just said on the last podcast, my dad made me buy tape because I decided to use 2.5 rolls just for the top part of my stick.
All the kids in the pro shop. You were like, "Let me do it, Dad. I love taping everybody's stick."
Okay, that's a better voice impression of me, but come on. I don't sound like that.
Gosh.
Like, the way you do my voice. First of all, when we were doing Friend Zone, you made me sound like a big, dumb, and frumpy guy, which isn't right. Then this one that you just did, like yesterday and just now, you made it sound like someone's got a firm grab of my sack in a vice, and that's just the way I talk. It's not. It's not true.
Wait.
Oh,
Stupid. What an idiot. Oh my.
Oh yeah,
gosh.
I'm the bad guy here.
Oh man. Holy smokes. Oh man, that was insane. So the week's been good for you. I know you had family in town. They're gone. You finally got rid of them.
I hate you so much.
Can't even talk, huh? You
So
had your uncle in town, right? Yeah, your uncle.
My uncle was in town, and you know what? He is 85. Really, just a real healthy 85-year-old. Up until like he decided. So what he lives up in Michigan, the upper part of Michigan, and he's a snowbird. So he goes down to Smyrna, Florida.
New Smyrna, Florida.
New Smyrna,
yeah. Just south of Daytona. Yep.
For like six months, and then he'll drive up from New Smyrna to here, Hilton Head, stay with us for a weekend. Then he gets his car shipped from here back to Michigan, and he flies back home. Well, all weekend long, I'm like, Uncle David, is everything taken care of for your car? Is it all squared away for shipping? Oh no, not yet. Finally, like his fourth day here, Uncle David, uh, what's going on with your car? I guess I should get on that. And finally, today, the car's still in the driveway. So he doesn't have it squared away. Although I talked to my cousin, his daughter, and I think what we're going to do is we're just going to sell it, split the cost, and then just go on a vacation. But that's not really what's going to happen. We're looking for someone. So
We're gonna get
honestly, if anyone,
well, we know a guy that does pretty good graphics, and we're gonna get a new dump and skate vehicle. Is what I was
yeah,
promised earlier today. I was promised a new dump and skate vehicle, so
I
that's what
think I
I'm
said it
looking
would be
forward.
the donations would go to Dump and Skate Podcast. But if anyone listening knows a car transporting service, please throw me a
Believe
DM.
it or not, my uncle used to do that.
Okay. Well,
It is
believe it
a
or not, that doesn't
tough
help me at
business. It
all.
doesn't help you at all. I can believe that. I can believe it doesn't help you whatsoever. Oh man, yeah, the week's been good for me. We did Taco Tuesday tonight. The kids love it.
Ooh.
Yeah, no, we get these the pre-made like taco tray things from
Mm-hmm.
I think Sam's Club's where we got this one from, and the
Mm-hmm.
kids really love them. I try to stay away from it because I think the chicken's probably soaked in like the highest sodium sauce possible. But I snuck a couple
Coming from
pieces.
a guy that eats Chick-fil-A,
I don't eat
or
Chick-fil-A
okay,
anymore. The
used to,
kids do.
used.
I used to. We're health conscious now here in the Holland household. If your name is Jeremy, the rest of them not as much health confidence. But yeah,
My name is Jeremy.
I said in the Holland household, if your name's Jeremy.
I feel like I'm
Um,
partially part of that household.
it feels that way sometimes on our end too. Um, not in the greatest ways either. My kids are doing their testing too, like their end of year testing stuff and all. And the my youngest son, Aiden, who is 9, is his teacher sent home like all these cards, and they were like, "Hey, we want you guys to secretly like color these and decorate them," and like they give them to the kids each day for like when they come in for their testing. They have like a card that's like, "Hey, we know you can do it, superstar," and then it's like signed by me or like my wife or one of the other kids. So after dinner, I was trying to secretly do that and give them to the kids. They were due today, and I looked at the cards and I misunderstood what they looked like. And so I sent some in today, but I didn't send all of them in. So I reread the directions this afternoon. I was like, I got to get all the rest of them done. So, coughing up a hairball over there. I
You didn't hear it, right? I muted
No,
it.
I didn't, but it was really
Okay.
obvious. So if you're watching the video, it's really obvious. So, anyways, I get the little cards, I get them together, and I give one each to my girls. I give one to my son who's 14, and then I took a couple, and my wife took a couple, and that was all the rest of them. And so I gave them to the girls. I was like, "Girls, go to your room, like, and don't. Your brother's not supposed to know you're doing this. It's a surprise." And so that's what we did. We sent her the next thing I know is like I had stepped into the bathroom downstairs, and all of a sudden I hear the girls like, "We're done with the cards. They're right here." And I hear my son Aiden come walking around. He's like, "What cards? What cards are you talking about?" I'm
Oh
like,
boy.
"Stop talking to everyone. What are you doing?" I was like, "Just put them back in your room." So yeah, it was almost a disaster. I mean, he probably already has a clue because he would have seen the ones that I gave him or that I did this morning that he probably got today. So, but yeah, nice typical per usual in the Holland household. So I'm also living dangerously. I brought my helmet inside to put the visor back on it.
Mm.
And it's sitting next to me. So the visor's got to get on it. It's got to get back out of the house before the dog kills it. So, and the wife conceded this afternoon, the rug in the front room, it's going to disappear. The dogs have totally killed it. So anyways, all right. Well, that was a super long intro and intro to the show. So if you listen to this point, guys, I promise we're going to talk some hockey stuff now. Enough with our lives and the weirdness that goes on there. We got a pretty special guest. I'll let you introduce him or begin to introduce him. And we'll go ahead and try to get him kicked in here now. So go ahead, Abdoo, take it away.
All right, everyone. We have another really good friend of mine, fellow beer leader that I met a long time ago, playing on the Chicago Bandits, actually. The guy has also bought into that Jeremy Abdoo diet and workout plan and has seen impressive results. We'll talk about that through his hard work and dedication. He is a summer 2017 Chicago Bandits Beer League champion with yours truly, me. 2019 Chiefs Beer League champion, both won at the home rink all seasons. Lover of the game and loves golf. Get your pens and paper ready, guys, because we're going to see how many times I can get this guy to call me daddy. James Wodek. He's a good
James
friend.
James has not quite entered the chat. That was a lot, and that was a mouthful. And I thought
Where
it would
is
have been
he?
ample time for him to show up. I don't know. I sent him the invite before we got going there,
Oh my
and
gosh.
just sent a group chat that said check the emails. And
So he
now
says
let's
he's
see what
on.
he
Do I have to
says.
do the
Oh my
what the
god!
shit?
How can you be on your way to check your emails? Oh my god!
Oh my fuck, James.
What's up, brother?
You clown. You just missed your introduction and everything.
No, Holland told me to join.
Yeah, but you didn't hear me. Like, did you hear anything that I just said?
No, I missed it all.
Let's start over. I'm just going to give you a brief. Holy shit,
crap.
James. God bless it. I'm going to start over. This is so. All right. Hello, everyone. We have a good friend of mine, James Wodek, fellow beer leaguer.
Start back at the beginning. Welcome to Dump and Skate.
Look, James.
Do your intro. Just do your intro.
I don't even want to do it. Just get your pens and paper ready. Let's count how many times I get James Wodek to call me daddy. All right?
You got it, daddy.
There's one.
Oh,
James, welcome to the show, and thanks for being the first one to really delay this jump.
Yep.
All right, so
I had to figure out what Chrome was and Firefox and all that fun stuff.
all right. Well, you only had 3 days. I feel like we should just start this all over again from the very beginning. But anyways, James, welcome to the show. If you notice, my background is when you and I won the championship with the
I love it.
the Bandits.
Yeah.
He had no idea, but awesome way to be like, no, he'll totally. I explained to him when he got on. I said, you got to stop changing your backgrounds. He's like, no, this is when me and James played together and won the championship. I said, no one would know that. You can't see any of the people behind you. He was like, no, James will recognize it immediately. So thank you for confirming that. No, you in fact did not recognize it immediately.
Well, I feel like if he were to jump on the show on time, he would have known a little bit. So
hey, I jumped on immediately.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining the show.
Oh man, I love it.
All right, so James,
smokes,
you and I met through the Chicago Bandits, and the only way that you and I just kind of knew each other is because in the league that we played in, it was not the best of skaters. You and I just happened to be on the same line, and you said, "Oh, I just love that you can communicate." You're like telling me you're open because not a lot of people did that in our league that we played in at all.
True. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's I think that's where our bromance started.
That and that sweet mouth of yours that got me a little excited too.
Yeah, call me daddy again with that kind of language.
No, for real. Yeah, like I think we had a pretty good bond early on. Just being able to communicate on the ice, being smart and intelligent, for sure. It goes
smart and intelligent. Woo!
Oh, man, this is they're never this podcast is going to get played on repeat at Abdoo's house. Like, unbelievable. Just the first, just this 13-minute mark is going to get repeated 100 times.
As it should.
I feel like I should be calling James daddy since he just said I'm smart and intelligent.
Hey,
I feel like you've probably paid him something to say some of the things he said so far, but that's all right. We'll keep rolling.
So,
oh man.
And then
yeah, go ahead.
And then you ended up leaving the Bandits, right? Because
I did. I don't remember the whole thing about it. It wasn't really like a fallout or any ill will. Still all the guys that were on there were phenomenal. Somehow I bonded with some other folks on the Chiefs.
Yep.
Another good group of guys for the most part, a few knuckleheads, but overall, like I would say the leadership on that team was awesome. But there was a few outliers that, kind of got in the way of that, but still overall, all seasons, that community was awesome. It was always welcoming. Loved it. Don't have any ill will there at all.
So you did play it all seasons.
I did
for a while. And then you moved to the epitome of men's league hockey, really good John's Ice House for the Blackhawks.
I did.
Right?
Yeah.
So
and
tell all these people that are listening what the difference is, and then your level of hockey too, because people are just thinking, oh, this is James. Jeremy,
Yeah,
say
that's
that.
true. I think it's fair if I just kind of give a background about myself before we jump into Johnny's, and because the Johnny's, I'll get into that. That was a cool experience. So, born in Colorado, grew up playing hockey. I think I started around 5, maybe 6 years old. Was there for probably played there for about 2 or 3 years, and then my family moved us to Phoenix, Arizona, where hockey was like a foreign concept. I think we had a total of 2 sheets of ice back in the early to mid '90s when I first got into like the competitive world, and worked my up from like C League or House League to B League to C League. I guess I went backwards, CBA, and then I ended my call it career in hockey playing like tier 2. I think we had one or if not 2 registered tier 2 teams in the Phoenix Valley. And then probably I think it was U18, so 18 and under is where I stopped. Traveled the U.S., played different international teams. We played Canada, we played Sweden, had some big Memorial Day tournaments in Colorado Springs, which was awesome, right across the street from the USA Hockey headquarters. You can tour that. Just a phenomenal youth hockey experience that just eventually played into the adult world. So call it fast forward past U18, career took me all over, played adult leagues in San Diego, in Texas, and then Chicago was where I met you. So when I decided to go play at Johnny's, I had just moved downtown in the West Loop. And shit you not, guys, like it felt like a fucking application and a draft process.
I told Holland, like if you mess up, they will let you know, and
it's insane.
You'll dream about how bad you screwed everything up. They'll let you know.
Well, there was an application process, so I had to apply, and part of the questions were like, what's the highest level of hockey that you played? And then you had to like provide not references, but some type of credibility or some merit to that. And then it goes to whomever, like the league person, director, and then they put you on a team. So I think I was put on either a C2 or a C level team. And so to circle back to your original question, what is the difference between Johnny's Ice House hockey versus like your suburban hockey out in the suburbs of Chicago? Guys, it is next level. The quality of play is equivalent across the board. All the players that you play with on your team that you play against, they're all at your level. There is very few penalties. It's clean. It is fast. It is so intense that my first game there, I was going, holy shit. A, I'm out of shape, at least compared to everyone else there. B, the intelligence level on the ice and how fast people are processing plays and how quick shit happens was next level. I mean, it'd be the equivalent of like if all seasons had a C league and like a league or an elite league, that's the jump from C to C, from C all seasons to C Johnny Icehouse. Huge jump, humongous jump.
Yeah, really good players there too.
Oh, God.
And once you get to know them, they're a good bunch of guys. Excuse me. Is Johnny's is still there, right? That's not the BMO practice.
Johnny's is still there. They have the East and West rink. So there's two sheets of ice, but in 2 buildings that are separated. But yeah, it just.
And how many years did you play at Johnny's?
Just one year.
1 year, and then you moved to Arizona, right?
Yeah, COVID hit. Downtown Chicago was an expensive prison. Even hockey was a little sketchy. So I just decided to come back to Phoenix with my core group of friends and folks out here. So
we had a buddy that played with us here in Savannah that was from New York that said the exact same thing. He was in New York for COVID and got down here because same kind of deal. New York was just an expensive prison, and he's back up in New York right now, and his experience there is really similar to what you're describing with like Johnny's. We'll have next year like an A, B, and a C. And we've gotten a lot of guys that have come from the area and been like, like, how do you guys have an A league? Like nobody has an A league. A league is like, it's like the pros. And we're like, well, we don't know. It's just what we call it. And so our A league, Abdoo said, is probably somewhere in between like what's going on at all season and what it looks like at Johnny's. I'm guessing again. I don't know. Johnny sounds a little faster than our A league.
Yeah,
Johnny's is next level.
So, but
it's the 4th largest men's league in the nation at the time, at least that I was told when I played.
That's incredible.
130 plus teams. I mean, just phenomenal. Yeah.
And no, we're not there. No, definitely not there. Not even close.
So what is the difference between Chicago hockey, suburbs, all seasons, and Johnny's versus the Arizona hockey?
I would put, and I'm not biased. This is my honest opinion. I think the Phoenix hockey is a step up from all seasons. We've got so ASU. I think 2014 or 2016, ASU got a Division One NCAA D1
Yeah.
team.
Yeah, they're a big
Just
deal.
brought in a ton of talent, guys,
Yep.
and I've played against some former college athletes in B League out in Scottsdale, Arizona, and holy smokes, it's fast. There's some good talent out here. So to answer your question, yeah, between a Johnny's and a all seasons is the level of talent out
So
there.
mid-level.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
There's
right.
some good talent.
Nice. So let's see. Do you want to go shoulder pads? You want to talk about your injury? Because we were talking about that.
Yeah.
I told Holland. I sent Holland the pictures.
Oh, did
So,
you?
yeah. And that's actually another podcast later. We're going to talk about like gear and like you, I never wore shoulder pads either.
Yeah.
So tell us what happened with your shoulder.
Yep. It was man, this is kind of embarrassing. It is what it is.
I love embarrassing stories when they don't happen to be me.
Which is rare. Which is very rare.
I got asked to play on a D League team.
Oh, that's right.
No.
So I am just
That's
like,
right.
all right, let's
I forgot that's the story.
Is D like a bevy league?
D's below C.
I know,
Yeah,
but like, is D? What would that be the equivalent to what like we're building with our C league, Abdoo? Like the new one?
I don't. Well, he played. I don't know what the D League would be in Arizona, but all right, James. So would the D League be a step below what the Chiefs are?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. It's hockey camp. It's hockey camp. It's hockey
I
camp.
didn't belong there.
Right.
This is
James,
awesome.
really
All right.
quick. I don't mean to interrupt, but
Yeah.
what's your thought on a grown man going to hockey camp? You played pretty high level of hockey.
Time out. There is so much context lacking in that question, James.
No, I
I'm
know
really
where it's
sorry.
coming from. I know exactly where this is coming from.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like the guy's been playing for 30 years and just really likes going to hockey camp. He's been playing for like one season.
I just want a guy that
Full disclosure. Jeremy's like, if my wife was like, yeah, sure, you can have a month off and go play hockey in Vermont, like at a camp or something. Okay, see you later. Like, I'm gonna go do it. Like, I'm out. I'm like, I think that'd be a blast. Now, if you put me in a camp with like a bunch of 12-year-olds, like, no. I would go with like other adults that are there or something. Like that would be a blast. But like,
Yeah.
no,
I guess all kidding
my
aside.
point is the D League sounds like it would be hockey camp, like a bunch of beginners.
sounds
It is. It is. Yeah.
And you played in it. A guy that
I
went
did.
from Johnny's Ice to playing with a whole bunch of Arizona State hockey players goes to a D. So that's an A leaguer in Savannah. I don't know. He plays for the Swamp Donkeys, probably going down to a C league, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of.
Yeah. To answer your first question, like I would support it. Like I'm pretty competitive in all things I do. So if you're trying to better yourself, like go for it. I probably wouldn't share it. So
You're blocked.
He said, but no, you missed the last part. He just probably wouldn't care.
I probably wouldn't share it. Yeah. Especially around you.
To be fair, I don't think it was actually shared specifically to you. I have no idea how it got to you. I got it from you, so I have no clue how it got to you. This is all completely irrelevant. Go ahead with your story.
Sure.
I'm sorry, James. Playing in the D League.
So yeah, for those listening, it's my left clavicle that broke, and how it happened. It was my first shift, which happened to be the second line out on the ice. Breaking out of our zone, I get a breakaway pass, and I'm just skating half to 60% speed. I've got one defenseman as I'm entering the offensive zone. I have to go around one defenseman. I'm easily skating by, and he just pops me on my lower right hip, And that just took my legs out. And, you know, picture like Top Gun flat spin. I'm like flat spinning on the ice.
Oh,
And I just go head first into the boards, and I'm not wearing shoulder pads. So head first, kind of left side into the boards. Didn't know it was broken. It knocked the wind out of me, you know, whistle blew. I couldn't catch my breath. And, you know, I had some folks come over, some friends come over, they're skating by and like, are you okay? And I give them like I just need a minute. Like I can't breathe. And then I get on one knee, you know, the classic, like one knee that you're on the ice and you're holding onto your stick. And I felt this hot, searing, like sharp pain in my clavicle. And I took my glove off and I just kind of felt, you know, right here. And I was like, oh no, like that does not feel normal. That's broken. And a good buddy of mine looks at me and goes, it's broken. I said, 100% that is broken. Like without a doubt.
did you finish the game?
No, skated off the ice.
Pussy.
And
Playing in the D
right.
League. You
Yeah.
pansy.
That's incredible. I had a guy I dropped in and played in C, and it's a weirder mix. It's so our A league is essentially probably what Abdoo, we said it's the equivalent of like a B league everywhere else, essentially.
Yeah, it would be James equivalent of a B, maybe a C, the C1 league.
Yeah.
And so our C league was a mixture of what we call B and C guys. So I guess what you guys would call your C and C2, or really it sounds like maybe like a D league and then the C league kind of thing. But either way, so I'll drop down and help teams if they're short or anything, just to skate exactly what you just described, skating 50-60%, not trying super hard. I was injured most of the last 2 seasons. I actually had a guy come and tell his captain, he's like, oh man, it's so nice that Holland doesn't really try that hard. I'm like, I was really appreciative of him. And the captain was like, yeah, he's got a pulled groin. So like, he really wasn't trying hard today. It was very comical, but I had a guy do the exact same thing you're describing, like came into me and like cross-checked me in the hip, flipped me around really bad. I got really pissed about it. Cause I'm like, look, I am not here to like do anything stupid. Please don't do stupid things to me where I end up getting hurt coming down here just to goof off with you guys. Like that's annoying. Like, oh, that's so annoying. That story wasn't as bad as I thought. I thought it was gonna be like I tripped over my laces because I didn't tie them good or something in a D League game. So no, I'm okay with that kind of an injury. Like I get it. People do dumb stuff. Not you.
So you had surgery, right?
Yeah, I had surgery. I've got a titanium plate with, I don't know, 6 to 8 titanium screws that are keeping everything together. The picture I sent, I don't know if you guys can display it later on after this, but essentially I've got, there's one part of the clavicle that looks like the tongue of a snake, like it's forked. And then there's the other bone that's just here. So they had to like pinch this together, stack it, and then put a plate and screw everything together. So it was pretty wild.
Did you play after that? Like once you were healed?
I did.
And you didn't go shoulder pads after that, did you?
Still didn't wear shoulder
I remember
pads.
you telling me I couldn't bring myself to wear shoulder pads, and
Couldn't do it.
I just started wearing shoulder pads this year, and they saved me from a possible James. So
yeah. What's really interesting too is
when did they save you from that?
what's that?
When did that happen to you? When did that happen to you?
When Corey decided to go full blown across the ice, when I had the puck go full blown, just Mac Daddy truck right at me, and I ran into him. First game of the season against him, went right into him.
So you couldn't avoid another human on the ice, is what you're describing.
Well, no, Corey's just, I don't want to use the term big because I got an email.
Yeah,
from
but
that.
you were probably going what, like 2 miles an hour? So there's not a lot of force there. So.
Guys.
Hey, do you still cherry pick?
Oh my God.
Because I remember that. Are you still?
I don't cherry pick, and
you have just given so many people down here, all 30 people that listen to this podcast, and the 15 of them that are from this area. You've just given them so much ammunition for the off season. Like it is on when we start.
For the record, and it's been cleared by Holland, I don't cherry pick. I play a little high on the D, but as soon as my defensemen get the puck, I am just skating. I can't help it that I'm faster than everybody else out there. I can't help it that I know how to play the game, and I just make everybody better. Whether it looks like I'm cherry picking, I do cross.
Oh no!
I do cross, and I play, and every time I come in back check, I let my goalie know. So,
well, that was my next question. Are you back
from the blue line? From the blue line, he yells at the goalie, "I made it back into the zone."
All the time I do.
This is me fact checking. It's, I can't give him too hard of a time because at the pace he's moving, by the time he makes it back to his defensive blue line, it's time to turn around and go the other way anyways. So it just looks like cherry picking. It's just, I live in the neutral zone. That's all. So
Time out. For all of our 30 listeners and all the Holland, can you just please clear the air and just reiterate that I do not cherry pick, and this is a guy that knows the game.
Having been forced to watch, thank you, James, for the question. I don't know if it's a questionable look about whether you cherry pick or a questionable look about whether I know the game. Either way, it's great. Either way, as a guy who's been tied to a chair and forced to watch C League hockey this past year, well, actually the last 2 seasons, no, I don't think it's your intent to cherry pick. I think that you do come back to supporting the zone. Again, in your defense, you do not like a lot of dummies say, I'll just go down like U8 soccer and chase the puck all the way down to the goal line. You tend to stay in your area of the ice where you're supposed to be. And you're just really good about once you guys get possession, you work the hardest on those first 7 strides to get to center ice so that you're well ahead so that the puck can get there. So it's not really cherry picking. It looks like it. It's because you're working in the gray area. That's all. You're just working really hard in the gray area.
I can't wait till next season. Show all you guys.
We're going to Jacksonville together, so you better not cherry pick in Jacksonville.
It depends on who's. Well, no, I can't because it's better skaters.
Supposedly, this may be really bad. As I'm listening to some of these descriptions of C leagues in Chicago and Phoenix, we may be in big trouble.
Might be.
I don't even know how we got on this. Screw you, James. I don't. I play the game the way I was taught. All right.
James brought this up on his own. I love it. It's about the 6th to Daddy. I'll allow it. I'll allow it. This is going really well. Oh man. So the highest level you played was what you said, tier 2? Is that what you said?
Tier 2. Yeah. So double A.
And you just played adult league stuff from there, correct?
Correct. Yeah.
So did you ever play? So you never played college or anything like that? You just went straight into adult leagues right out of 18 U's.
Yeah. So a lot of the couple line mates that I played with ended up going to play D1 club at Oklahoma. So folks that I grew up with that, just really good talent out of Phoenix somehow. So they got full rides essentially. Not. It was more. I forget how they described it. They somehow got scholarship money through D1 club.
Yeah, I did D3 club at the University of Georgia, but that was a long time ago. There was no scholarship money. It was all the money that came out of my pocket. I had a scholarship to play or to go to school just because of grades, but no, there was no scholarship for athletic ability.
Oh boy.
Oh man. Sorry. I was looking for those pictures. I was going to see if I could pull them up, but I don't even remember how you sent them to me, Abdoo, so I can't get a hold of them.
I can resend them to you as a text.
That or email them to me if you wanted to. Did Abdoo run you through the same diet structure? You don't look like a guy in this video or in this stream, whatever, that needs a diet. So
yeah, I could send you. I have
the pictures. I have them before. I didn't know if you wanted me to send them or not.
Oh, that's fine. You can.
All right. Can I?
Abdoo has a lot of pictures, like a lot of pictures
of grown men before and afters.
Yep.
All sorts of things.
It's in my portfolio, and sometimes they're.
But he did. No, true testament. Abdoo absolutely got me on the right path from a knowledge and skill set of how to train, which was like part 1, and part 2 was, you are what you eat. If you're consuming clean food, it pays off. It works in tandem with working out. I think one of the famous quotes that Abdoo used to share with me is like, you cannot work a bad diet. There's a few exceptions to that with some people out there, but I couldn't. But with the hard training, high intensity, clean eating, and just staying on the path, absolutely transformed. I've kept it off, and with all the injuries that I've had, really the only thing that saved me is still the macro-based diet of a high protein, lower carb, high fiber, a lot of vegetables that just is like that sustaining. It keeps me sustained. So Need to get back into the gym and back on track. But yeah, I mean, you're right. I might not look like it now, but boy, yeah, I was a much larger human back in the day.
Yeah, you really put in the work and showed.
Yep.
I mean, you were really dedicated to because we trained together too. We did like a lot of FaceTime training.
I did.
You were really on point with your diet. Here's the picture. I have the picture now. And yeah, we did a lot of video training, like from here and in Arizona. When you were in Chicago
We did.
and in Arizona, yeah.
Yep.
So, and it wasn't really difficult. It was pretty simple, right? As far as the dieting and the workouts.
Super simple, especially on the diet side. Very easy. Still to this day, follow the same thing. Go to Costco, pick up ground beef, ground turkey, and then chicken breast. Kind of rotate those proteins with some either hot sauces or different seasonings that are more of a low sodium. So that was very easy. I still do that. Call it, 5 years now, 5 years later, still doing
Yeah.
the same thing.
Yeah.
The training, I knew nothing about the gym and the different types of
You
workouts.
had no idea.
terminology, nothing. But still to this day,
yeah.
I know it. Yeah.
Your strength improved too, because I remember you were at full plate of a bench and you were barely doing the bar.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
Um,
Yeah. Then I
So
had
you
my
said
hernia surgery, and then I could start doing lower
oh,
body.
you had a
stuff.
hernia too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good grief.
Yeah.
I know.
What in the world? How'd you end up with a hernia?
Don't know. Had it for a really long time. I don't know how I got it, but eventually got to the point where I just needed surgery. So I had a bilateral inguinal hernia, so coming out both sides and in your scrotum, if you will.
Yeah, show us. Show everyone.
Yeah,
The camera, please.
Yeah, I got to run it by my
Abdoo.
better half, Rosie, make sure she's okay with it. But
Abdoo said he has pictures of that as well, so he'll post those later.
So you said
One
you
of my-
had a. Go ahead.
My goalie, our goalie, you just said that. He says he has a sports hernia. And we were sitting in the locker room post. I'd never, so there's one other guy I've heard make that comment. And but our goalie said that, and he said that he hasn't had a problem with it in forever. And after our championship game Sunday, he was sitting in the locker room, he and I were talking, and he like made a quick, like sudden jerky movement, and he stopped talking. And he kind of leaned forward and he was like, oh man, he's like, my sports hernia. Like it just like popped out and he just like pushed on his stomach and pushed it back.
Yeah.
in. Like,
That's
okay. So
that doesn't.
I didn't
sound
ask a
right.
lot of questions. It does not sound good. That definitely doesn't sound good. So that's kind of weird.
You said you had a funny Abdoo gym story. So now that we're talking about the gym, go ahead, spill the. I don't know what it is. So this is.
there's a couple. The one though, it was more like, man, I don't even know if I even want to share this, but we're just gonna.
No,
do it.
you have to. You
Yeah,
have to now. Does he have to, Holland? I mean, he has to, right?
No, it's fine. It's fine. Jeremy's very good. I think Jeremy would do really well in the military as a sniper because his ability to just take photos in like camo, hiding somewhere.
Go ahead.
Some people would call that a stalker, not a sniper.
No. He
Go ahead.
doesn't. So here's the thing. He's asked like if I can return the favor. So we're training, right? And I'm like, oh, dude, hey, a freaking like, we would use like hockey analogies, like
We were like,
hey,
yeah,
he's like
Bowers.
what did we
Bower
use? Was
chicks.
it skates or was it like hockey sticks? I forget what we said, but we basically had tiers of women that would show up in front of me, and I'd be like, no, a freaking Bauer vapor just showed up or something, right? And then
Yeah.
Abby's like, oh, he's like, take a picture. I'm like, I can't, I'm too scared. Like, you get caught. He goes, you pussy, just do it.
Yeah, he's like, I can't do it. I'm not as sly as you are, and I don't take gym pictures at all because that's.
Of course not, but he wants me to. But and the other one too is the whole daddy comment, right? There's a story behind that. I don't know that you ever got me to say it in the gym, especially.
No, you would. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
I think no, you're right. I would try to get you to, or you'd be on the stairmaster and I go, just say it, just call me daddy, and then people are like, exactly. He has that James laugh, and he's like, people are watching me. Just whisper it. No one can hear you.
Yeah.
Were you
It
on
was
the
all in good
phone?
fun.
Were you on the phone with him?
So we would do a FaceTime. So he would have his earbuds in and then just set his camera down so I could help him with his form and everything. Um, his work, his job had a really nice gym, and he would go
Oh,
when there
so
was
you're
nobody.
working out with a bunch of coworkers?
No, he would go when there was like it was dead quiet, so he would
Oh,
pretty
okay.
much have
Nobody
the
was
gym to
there.
himself. Now there
Sometimes.
were times that he went to what's that one in the Loop? That was probably
Oh, yeah.
it was real like
Super bougie. It was a Mode Fitness or Mode something.
yes,
Yeah.
and we're just talking. It's just like Johnny's Ice House where they have to do a background check and just make sure you look the part
Yeah.
and make sure that you have the. I mean, all these girls do it for the gram. They go, "What's your Instagram?" And if it isn't, then they're like, "You can't even join here." But these chicks are so hot, and James is like, "I gotta put my phone down. I don't want." It's just like he's like, "I don't even feel comfortable having my phone here. I don't want them to think I'm doing an Instagram or anything like that." So he would put his phone down. So yeah, that was.
Or
Those
you
were
would
the
like
good.
black out your screen too. So like on my phone it'd be black. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So he couldn't see like some creepy Asian just watching.
Followed up with daddy, right? Like that would just would not.
I was gonna say, I would probably be fine being like, "Yeah, daddy." Nope, like I wouldn't care. I'd be like, "Whatever, mind your own business. Who cares?" But if it's like my coworkers in the gym with me, that might be a little different. Like but again, I'm 39 years old. I'm married, so like I could care. Like, there's nobody in the gym that I'm really concerned about, like what they think I look like or what kind of conversation that I don't care. Who cares what you think about my conversations?
Exactly.
Now, if I was like 20 years old and in there, I'm probably less likely to say that sort of stuff because I'm like, no, man, this could be my soulmate in here, walking on the Stairmaster right next to me. Like, I can't say these things. That's weird. So
Well,
at this stage of my life, I don't care. Full send.
let's hold him to it, Abdoo. Like,
Nope.
Oh wow, that's gonna get you back out.
Okay, no, I'll go to the gym and say, "Daddy." I got no problem doing that. I thought you were heading somewhere else. We're not doing the other thing that you may be heading to. We're not doing that.
What's
We're
the other
not
thing?
doing that.
Oh,
You know the other thing. We're not going there. That's not happening.
were you going to do a show?
No, absolutely not.
Well, I'm trying to get Holland to do a show.
You tried to get me to do a show.
I know. I'm trying.
Did he use the excuse that he was trying to get you to the show so you could oil you up?
No.
Yeah. See, this
No,
relationship.
he lives in Arizona.
We need to have some very serious conversations about boundaries. I'm willing to say daddy through a FaceTime call. I'm not willing to do a show for the sole purpose of you oiling me up. It's not.
As soon as we're done with the podcast, I'm going to FaceTime you. Just so I can get it down.
Wait, can I be part of this FaceTime off air?
You're on
it right now.
This is it right now. This is how this goes. This is pretty much how most of our phone conversations go. Oh man, I just wasted 40 minutes of my day about talking about nonsense. So, oh man. So are you still playing you said you're in Phoenix now?
Yeah, no, I'm done. After my collarbone, and I had an ankle injury as well playing hockey. It was just interfering with some other activities I like to do out here. So I pretty much.
Yeah, you're a big golfer, right? You're a big golfer.
Big golfer. Got an archery event coming up as well in Utah.
Oh man. How did the clavicle thing affect the archery?
It didn't, surprisingly. Everything's fine. It affected golf, so I had to kind of learn a little bit different swing. Trying to get back into it. I used to be a single-digit handicap. Now I'm back up to like an 11.6 or something. So just kind of trying to get back on the grind, get it back down. But like I'm super competitive in all things I do. Used to be a competitive shooter. Got into archery now. I just go full send on all my hobbies, and hockey. I kept getting injured, and I was like, I just need to hang up the skates.
Yeah, your graph skates. He has graph skates, and he will not part ways with his graph skates.
Absolutely not.
It's like a whole cult. All the guys that had graphs. I feel like you guys are all in a big cult. I wanted to be in the cult when I was younger. I was like, I love those things. They're great. But I grew up as a roller guy, so I didn't hit the ice really full time until I really got. I started getting it in high school, and it wasn't until I was in college that I got really, really like a ton of ice time.
I'm so glad you brought up roller. So I did play 1 year of travel roller hockey, and I have a love-hate relationship with roller. So
because it's not hockey.
That's the hate part. What I did love and what became like my signature move is the hands, the skill set of the hands for roller hockey players is
Yeah.
top notch. And
Yeah.
I got the gnarliest, most wicked toe drag because of roller hockey. My toe drag is disgusting.
Yeah, I knew a lot of
fact.
guys that. Yeah, I knew a lot of guys that. Is it a backhand toe drag as you go into the corner of the rink?
No, mine's all more
Oh,
front hand.
he's taking a
Okay.
dig at me. He's
Okay.
taking a dig at me.
I just wasn't sure. Do you typically like only toe drag when you're going around people, or do you like, hey, there's no one near me, watch this? How does that? How do you do yours? I'm asking for a friend who's still learning,
Gotcha.
who really really loves them, but I don't think he quite understands the concept
The
behind them.
concept that should be employed is
Yeah.
more of a bait. So it's like you're dangling a lure, like a fishing line, and when that fish starts to come after
I
it,
hate everybody. I hate everybody.
It's okay, Abdoo. We're gonna mark this at the 45-minute mark. You can go back and listen. Maybe you can understand a little bit more of some of those things. Yeah, I grew up playing roller because that was all we had. I mean, I grew up in the area I'm at here now, Savannah, and we had ice, but it was for once a month out of every year, and so you'd hit the ice 6-8 times a year. And other than that, so I played a ton of travel roller from the time I was 12, 13 years old, and played all the way up through 18 U18s, and would hit ice every time we got it. But it was college before I really got on the ice on a regular basis. But it was now it is every guy that plays roller to develop their hands. And so there was a little bit of that happening back when I was coming up in the late 90s. I mean, guys were doing stuff with their hands then, but the pros were so much different then. And it was all, and I've had conversations. The guy I was talking about that moved down from New York, and he's actually just moved back up to New York. He and I are the same age, and he played tons of competitive roller and ice up in New York. And when I met him a couple years ago, we had conversations about this. Like the era we grew up in, it wasn't all about guys with just nasty hands. It was like everybody it was all clutch and grab stuff. I mean, everything was more about body position, and roller was how do you play the body without hitting guys and things like that and all. And so, but it's progressively, the guys that were coming behind me, the guys that were like U16s, U14s, both of my younger brothers, the groups they were coming with, they had kids littered in those age groups that had just wicked skill set with their hands. I mean, those guys could do unbelievable things. And then it's just progressed like out of control now. I mean, you watch some of these, I'll watch Narch videos and stuff, and some of these other, like the big tours and echo tournaments and stuff. Like it's stupid what some of these kids are doing. I mean, these are like 13, 14, 15-year-old kids that are doing some of the craziest stuff. I saw that it was the University of Denver, right? That won the Frozen Four, correct?
I don't know. Could
yeah,
be right.
yeah.
I think it was University of Denver. It was, I think there was, I forget who it was, but one of the roller groups posted like 4 of their players all played like roller hockey with this. And it's such a common thing now for ice guys to go hit the roller rink, like for a season, develop their hands and come back to ice and bring all of that with them. So I like roller hockey because it's what I grew up playing, but I get that a lot of ice guys really, really dislike it.
I dislike it. I can't stop, which is weird. It's like the Mighty Ducks movie, that one really fast guy that can't stop on the ice. That was me on roller. I could fly on the rink and roller, but I couldn't stop. Couldn't turn. It's just too frustrating.
Yeah. See, that's what I struggled with ice when I went from roller to ice, was having a hard time finding my edges because I can stop on roller, and I understand, I can explain it to people, but it's really difficult for guys to do. I can feel it because I'm a very analytical guy. And so when I started switching over, I would spend an hour after practices in college just running circle drills and things, just trying to get my edges down. But I would think it through. I'd be like, okay, I can feel what I'm doing. I understand what I'm doing. And so it's very odd. I was instructing myself after practice, which is the craziest thing in the world. So, but I get it. I get it why a lot of guys don't like it. So,
do you keep in touch with anybody from the Chiefs or the Bandits at all?
One person, yeah. I continue to get invited to like the Pucks for Autism tournament up in Chicago.
I was just talking about who is it? The Andersons?
It's not. It's I don't know if I want to name drop, but Kyle's out here. He actually left the Chiefs and moved out here with his now wife. He just had a kid, but he's not too far from me, so we keep in touch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay. So now that we got the embarrassing gym story out of the way, Do you have any Abdoo hockey stories? We kind of talked about that before we did the podcast. So,
I
do
think
you
I
have
kind
any
of
good stories?
let the cat out of the bag about the cherry picking. So I guess you no longer
Yeah,
cherry pick,
I don't.
allegedly.
I,
Okay.
it's not alleged. I have a witness.
It
Is that it? That's
it was a vague description. So let me ask this. So we had Fridge on a week or so ago, and he talked about, we had done a podcast about trash talk, and Abdoo is notorious for running his mouth, and like notorious. And based on your reactions, like I'm seeing that you agree that. But one of the things that he claims he's developed down here, and it's a podcast we're going to do in the future, because we've seen quite a bit of them that like are comical, and some that we think are like just over the top and stupid, but like selling after a goal. Was Abdoo ever a guy that sellied a lot?
I don't remember Abdoo scoring, so I can't.
Oh my gosh, you
I don't know.
badass.
Yes, that was such a softball question too. I'm glad you crushed it.
Yeah.
That was right there for you to just demolish.
Oh,
Perfect answer. That was
yeah.
so good. Sorry, Abdoo, we didn't discuss that, but you could not have answered that better. Like that was incredible. Oh
Now I
man.
think hypothetically, if Abdoo did score, would he do some crazy selly? I don't know. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me based on the trash talking. We'd probably see some flair on the ice from him, but I don't know.
But you don't remember me doing any selling, right? And I was telling Holland this
I don't remember you scoring.
about
So
about a month ago.
Nobody
About
just
a month-
skates around and celebrates for no reason. Like, hey, I'm on the ice. He's my third shift. Watch this. What are you talking?
All right, I hate all of you. I hate all of you so fucking much.
no, we love you. But honest to God, I'm being honest. I don't remember seeing you score.
Well, I do remember that we beat you in the championship against the Chiefs. You guys had your barbecue ready and were gonna eat it in the waiting area, and we beat you then. And anyways, I may have scored 1 or 2 goals that game. But I was telling Holland that I go, Holland, I think I talk more trash down here than I do in Chicago. And then I go, I don't recall talking garbage in Chicago at all. And then Franzone kind of reiterated, oh yeah, you do. And then that's when I'm like, oh, you know who would totally just call BS on the James.
Yeah.
James.
Yeah.
James.
Oh, yeah. But your trash talk was next level. Like that's what I think impressed you the most. It was very fast, extremely witty. And there was one point, like I had no rebuttal. I don't remember the scenario, but I was like, I don't even like. I just had to go back to the bench. I just had to sit down. I was like, like checkmate.
That was
like,
when we first. That was when we first met. Like we played against each other, I think, and you said, "Yeah."
Oh yeah. I might have been. Yeah, I don't know.
And
But your
then,
trash talk is next level, and I could see it in where you are now. Like I could see where it got ratcheted up a bit, just out of frustration.
Yeah, but I didn't realize. Like I told Han, I was like, I don't think I talked trash when I was in Chicago because I would just get my ass beat. But then I was like, oh yeah, James's favorite story. One guy was yelling. Who was he yelling at? Someone was yelling at Dylan Beebe, and then he's like, "You'd be a really good player if you just wouldn't use your mouth." And I go, "Like you're not good with your mouth. Think about it." The guy
you know who
turned
that
around. Was it one of the? I'll name drop it. Was it one of the Andersons?
It was.
How good. I don't even feel bad about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
And then he
it
just turned
wasn't-
around.
Yeah.
He turned around. He didn't have anything to say. And he's
Nothing.
like, well, I just got owned.
Yep.
Just got
Yep.
owned.
Yep.
And then, yeah.
James, have you listened? Have you listened to any of the podcast?
I've listened to the trash talk one. I was dying laughing. That was hysterical. You guys hit it on the head. There's been a few others I listened to. I encourage some folks that play hockey in the office to check you guys out. So,
Awesome.
That's funny.
yeah, definitely been listening. They're entertaining. They're fun.
The trash talk one is probably that was such a good one because like as we got through partway through, like I could see his face and he was like, wait a minute. I do trash talk like a lot. And I was like, yes, how are you so blind to this? Like it's absurd that you didn't realize that you did all this. Like there is a legit, like there are guys that are like, I mean, I think we even talked about it in that trash talk. I had to tell they had a game where we had a problem guy that was playing that was legit a problem, like 100%. He got one of the guys on Abdoo's team so riled up. The guy is, how old is Sims? Like Sims in his 60s?
Oh yeah.
So this is an older guy that has no business like going after other guys. He got that guy so wound up. Not Abdoo, but this other guy on the other team got this guy so wound up. I mean, it was the craziest thing ever. And so Abdoo comes to me after the game. He's like, next time we play, then like I'm going right after that guy. I'm mouthing off. I said, I swear to you, if you even look at the guy, I'm going to make sure the ref like tosses you off the rink immediately. Like, what is your problem? And again, 3 months later, he's like, I don't think I have any problem with trash talking. I don't really think I trash talk that much. You had to be threatened not to do it. What are you talking about? I don't have a problem. Oh my gosh.
Did you
the blind spots are incredible.
Sorry, I didn't. I still to this day don't think I talk trash.
It's because you think that that's a normal speech pattern for you. Like it's just normal conversation. So you're like, it's not that bad. I'm like, no one else talks that way. It's 100% trash talk, Abdoo. Like constantly thinking. I think your brain just works of like, hey, how can I rip this guy? And so instead of you opening your mouth and be like, hey, how's it going? Nice to see you. Like the first thing that comes out is like some sort of derogatory. I can't even think like that. Some sort of derogatory comment about their mouth. Like, oh, all right. Hey, Abdoo, good to see you as well. Like, nice.
He's
good
quick
day for hockey. Yeah,
this is like the
hockey.
first time of all of our podcasts where I can't wait to get off the podcast and just call my therapist. You know?
Do what? Get off and do what?
And call my therapist. Like,
no. I'm encouraging this. I love it. Here, I honestly think that if we mic'd you up, like even now, but I wish we could have mic'd you up.
We've talked about this.
Oh man,
we've talked about this.
Lindsay said she wanted to get me mic'd up. Holland said
we've looked into
mic'd up.
We've looked into getting a lapel mic and throwing a recorder on him just so we can play back some of the stuff because it is quite funny. Like again, it's one of the things that when I first met Abdoo, we played in a like a beer league tournament that's like a C-level tournament, and it was a weird draft thing and all, and so I ended up on his team by chance, and there was a couple other guys on our team that were all from the Savannah area as well. So, anyways, is that the one that your buddy Zach played with us?
Yes.
Or, no, was he on the team with us?
No, he was not on the team. He was
on another team. Okay, so Zach was yeah. And so we ended up playing together, and all I remember, I told him this, I was like, all I remember about you is like being like the locker room music guy. Like he had and I've never been like a locker room music guy, and so he's pumping tunes and all and everything. And I'm like, this is kind of weird, but whatever. He seems like a nice guy, and like he likes hockey, so it's like whatever. We'll just keep rolling. And so it wasn't until we got into the league play that I started paying attention. I was like, dude, this guy does not like stop running his mouth. Like it's constant. It's just like he was chirping his own guys. All of it. And I was like, this is kind of comical. Like I just had a good time kind of sitting back laughing because it's not how I play at all. I'm a very, very quiet hockey player. I mean, Abdoo's played with me. I do not say a whole lot at all. I mean, do I ever talk really?
Not till after the game.
Yeah.
At me.
It is not even, they're not even chirps. I mean, they are because they hurt your feelings, but they're not necessarily intended that way. So, but yeah, so it's not really my speed, but it's his. And I think it's funny. And so the only time I've ever had a problem was like I just described. And then the only other issue was he went after, like 100% went after the guy that we call hockey camp and had to be told by the ref, like, hey, shut up, or I'm going to ask you to leave the bench. And it was all centered around some comment. My youngest brother plays on their team. And it was all centered around some comment the kid made to my brother. My brother is 6'2", probably 205 pounds. Like he'd be all right. He's a big boy. He can take care of himself. I'm not worried about him. And somebody said something smart to him. My brother's response was, come on the ice. Let's talk about it out here. Like get off the bench if you're going to run your mouth. And Abdoo's like, I got it. Don't worry. Don't say anything. And Abdoo just goes, I mean, there must have been like 17 F-bombs thrown at the guy. The entire arena can hear it. And I'm like, Abdoo, calm down. I'm like, holy smokes, what are we doing here? So, oh my gosh. It went like it carried over between second and third period, didn't it?
Yeah, the ref came and he's like, enough. Next one that said, like, and be like at the place, like, enough. Next person that talks, I'm going to give you a penalty, or I'll even throw you out. And I just went over to the bench and I go, I'm really sorry. I'm so sorry, hockey camp. I don't really mean it, but I'm sorry.
No. What you told me was you were like, I'm sorry. That's my bad. And he kind of looked at you and was like, yeah, I'm good. And Abdoo plops back down on the bench, looks at my brother, go, I didn't mean any of that stuff. Like, what are you doing? Like, what's wrong with you? Oh my gosh. So yeah, it's In all seriousness, yeah, I know I give you a hard time, but I wouldn't hang out with you. We wouldn't do a podcast if I didn't like you. So,
100%,
Daddy,
right? And we we wouldn't call each other what.
On two hands.
Hey, I'm all for it. But yeah, Holland and I talk to each other at least 5 to 6 times a day, and that's on top of like texting, So,
oh man,
but yeah, I've run my mouth with the Anderson, one of the Anderson guys too, because he popped me after. I don't know if you remember this game. I actually have the video of it. One of your teammates scored a goal, and I go, "Oh, that was such a good goal! You're so awesome!" Literally, like 2 minutes after the whistle blew, he came in and headbutted me, he came in
well
from the side.
deserved. Earned.
Yeah,
And-
no, I was there for that.
Yeah,
and that's
he
the
knocked
first
me
time
right
I've
over.
actually seen you mad. Like I've never seen you angry or like enraged. That's the first time I've seen like
Yeah,
the
I took my
Hulk
helmet off
Germany
and went
come
right
out.
at him. Yeah,
Yeah.
he knocked me
Oh,
right
who
over,
was the guy?
blindsided me.
Who was the guy? Was it last season or was it last year that I played with you that he what did he like?
Oh,
He
yeah,
slew
hit me from
footed
behind.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I saw it because you hit the ice hard and you jumped up, and it was the same thing. Abdoo was mad, like pissed mad. And I was playing down in a C League, and as a league administrator and director, like there's very little I could do. But I got over to him really quick, and I was like, I saw it, not like just let it go, let it go, let it go. Don't worry about it. And I told Abdoo, I was like, my first thought was I was going to get on the rink and run the guy. And I was like, that's a really bad look for a league director who's playing in a top league to drop into the bottom league and run a guy over. And I was like, hey, I'm not going to do anything. But like, I saw it just who was that?
he played on the Griffins. He played on the Griffins, and he doesn't play anymore.
Oh, yeah. I should have taken the run. I should have taken it. He's not even there anymore. Oh, that would have been well worth it.
So a lot of people
hindsight
don't know that I was in a really bad hockey injury. I was slew foot from behind, had 2 seizures on the ice, was in the hospital for a while. And that guy did the same exact thing that put me in the hospital.
Dude was an absolute he was a complete this guy in he was a complete liability. That same game he and I had gotten into it a little bit, and I'm a pretty quiet, easygoing guy, and he was just it was not good. That was last year, wasn't it?
But I have video of it where Jim just came in from the side, like literally 30 minutes or 30 seconds to a minute after the goal was scored, and he just came in from a blind side and headbutted me, knocked me over. I just got up, took my helmet off, and I'm like, let's just do it. Let's go. And the ref goes.
Did you say, let me take my shoulder pads off so I can fight?
Honestly, I didn't, because I didn't wear shoulder pads then.
Good call.
Yeah.
Good call.
But then he tried to apologize to me afterwards, and I wasn't having it.
I don't know. Full speed headbutting, that's some next level stuff. Like that's pretty incredible. I mean, I'm mildly impressed with that. I don't think I could hit anybody with a headbutt like if I wanted to. That's a reasonably talented
I'll try
move.
and send you the video. He came in and just speared me with this head.
Holly, would you headbutt someone with that shiny white mask you got? Got him. That thing's got to go. Please. Oh, good man. Good man.
It didn't even make it one full game. So the backstory behind that, and we're going to talk about it on another podcast, but I'll tell you because you're on here. When I grew up, I had a white Jofa cage. That's what I wore. I have no idea why I had a white one, but it's what I had. And it was a nicer cage because it was more of like a bubble look. And so it wasn't, and I think it had like the single bar with like, so anyways, it was easy to see out of. And I liked the white because a lot of the courts we played on for roller stuff were like a light blue. And so it didn't feel like there was like the black cage in front of me. Anyways, when I had to I got popped in the chin, and I was like, well, I need to probably put a cage on because I took the puck to the face, and then I got elbowed in the face the very next game, like the next day. And I was like, I don't want to bust these stitches open. So I ordered a cage, and Abdoo was like, why are you ordering a white one? I was like, well, it's what I always play with. What's the big deal? He was like, those things are trash. Like, what are you doing? I was like, dude, it was 20 years ago the last time I played with a cage. Like, I'm just ordering what I was used to. Like, I don't have a clue. And so it came in. It's the wrong size for my face. Apparently I have a giraffe face. And so I have a medium helmet because I got a peanut for a head, but I have a very long face. So my medium cage, like the chin cup was right underneath my lip. And so I was pulling the helmet down on my face, trying to get it down. Every time I went to dig a puck off the boards in the first period of that first game I played, I was like looking straight down at my toes. And I was like, I'm going to get killed. This isn't all. And I was playing in a 40+ league. And I was like, I'm just going to get run over. So first period ends, I immediately run to the locker room. I have a skate tool in my bag, grab the tool, come back to the bench. And everybody's like, what's wrong? I'm like, nothing's wrong. Don't even worry about it. So I peel the cage off and throw it on the floor and boom, stick the helmet back on. And I skated the entire rest of the season. I have a visor that I've been wearing. I just finished the whole rest of the season, like 5 or 6 more games. No visor, no cage, no nothing. So, and everything was fine. I didn't get hurt or hit or anything. So
James,
I told
you're a cage guy, right?
Absolutely. I have a black Jofa cage.
Oh, do you? That's some old school stuff too there.
Love it. Dude, they're great. The reason I went with the Jofa cage is at the time the grid pattern was larger, like the squares were larger.
100%.
I don't think they were allowed in youth hockey because you could take a stick and get through there.
Correct. Correct.
I know Jeremy loves that motion, or Abdoo loves that motion, but what's up, brother? Right?
Special teams, special plays, special players.
Tuesday.
It is Tuesday. That's right.
It is.
But yeah, I got the black Jofa cage. Love it. It's good. Bigger visuals, and I cannot play without a cage. My face would be beat up. I'm too low to the ice, too fast. There's just all sorts of bad news.
I'm so fast.
Yeah.
So one more question.
I'm old, so I don't have to worry about speed anymore.
One more question, because we're getting to well past an hour.
9 inches.
Who is your favorite trainer, and why is it me?
You're the only trainer I've ever had.
Good answer. All right. Thanks for coming on the podcast. That was really good.
No, what was I gonna say? Yeah, thanks for coming on the podcast. It was a lot of fun. Anything else that you have want to add to the show? Anything?
I would just encourage that, like I was kind of sharing earlier about my Johnny's Ice House experience. Like if you're looking to level up your game, like put yourself in a tougher, more competitive situation. Surround yourself with people that are better than you, whether it's hockey or just life in general, and you're going to level yourself up. And it just speaks volume. So never be the smartest person in the room. Continue to grind, have that intensity, and whether it's hockey or just all things life, but surround yourself with those that are better than you. You're going to learn from them, and you're going to level yourself up. So that'd be the only thing that I would recommend for folks that are listening and have questions of, how do I get better at hockey? How do I do this? Just put yourself in a tough situation, and the outcome will make you better. You'll be better on the outcome.
Nice. I like it. And when you were losing the weight, you really noticed a big difference, right? Because you were fast before you even started working out with me, and then started working out, and you said you noticed that you were a lot faster out there. So
it was not only speed, but even my shots were faster. Everything, it was like the full package. Everything just leveled up. I mean, it was a fun experience, and I would do it again in a heartbeat.
Awesome. Like it.
Nice.
All right, James. Thanks a lot for being on the pod. I will text you later. And please pass on the word to your friends in Arizona and Chicago about this podcast.
No, absolutely. Thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate the time. So you guys are awesome.
Oh man, thank you, James. Appreciate it, buddy.
All right, good talking to you. I'll talk to you in a little bit.
Cool. Take care, guys.
All right.
All right. See you, buddy. Bye.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, good chat. Definitely fun guy.
Sorry it went so long, my dude.
No, it's all good. We'll have to maybe a more focused episode, have him back on. He's good guy to talk to. I appreciate the little motivational speech at the end too. It was really nice.
I did like that.
On that note, I want to get better at hockey. I'm sorry. We're probably going to have to stop being friends. I got to find somebody else that's going to be around that's going to challenge me. And not to avoid, like, I don't need somebody to challenge me to avoid dirty jokes. I'm good with that. I need someone to make me better at hockey. So I'll keep using you for the weight loss. But if I want to get faster, I'm probably hanging around the wrong crowd. I'm just going to be honest with you.
You don't know. So, you don't mean that. Give me a shot.
Wait, maybe it's you. Maybe you're trying to get better, so you're hanging around with me. That's exactly what it is. Perfect. I love it. James, thanks for the motivational words. Appreciate it. That's awesome. So, oh man. All right. Well, it's been a good pod. A lot of fun having James on. Guys, if you listen to this point, make sure you go and subscribe, like, follow all of those things. Make sure you're subscribing so you get notifications on YouTube, on Spotify when new shows come out. Make sure you're following the Facebook, following the Instagram. Abdoo does a killer job with all the social media stuff. We see you guys commenting and liking and things like that. So keep doing that. It helps your friends see it. Just like James mentioned, he's got guys in his office that don't even know us that have he's encouraging to listen to. And so we have a good time. We appreciate you guys listening along and having a good time as well. So we'll have some more pods coming up in the future. Definitely gonna do some conversations around cellies, do some conversations around dusty cages and shoulder pads and things like that. So yeah, I love it. So guys, we appreciate you. Thanks for listening. Peace.
Thank you very much, guys.